All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. I'm Frank. I'm going to be your host. And I have Sir Richard Frost in my upper right-hand corner. And then I have Jim Palmer, and he is the man with the plan. He is going to talk to us about multiple units, 1 to 4, and from 5 and up. And we have Ron I Will, who is going to be a little bit of our moderator. Gail is in charge of our credit restoration program and credit programs. We'll be talking back and forth with Gail today. Gail, I hope you're ready. So I know I sprung this on you without any advance warning. So let's go ahead and let's get the thing started. Richard, if you could, oh, put
Do
my
your thing.
phone on airplane mode so it doesn't interrupt us. Come on, airplane mode. There you go. All right. That's a terrible problem to have. Your phone ringing all day long, every day, all day long. Now, let's go ahead and get started.
Let me make sure everybody can hear this first. Let me hit
Make
the
sure you
magic buttons.
Not yet.
It's not playing it. That's why. Okay. I think I'm all. But thank you for sharing, Jim. All right, here we go. Let me get these Zoom boxes out of my way.
Welcome to Easy Financial's Big Five, our most popular financing programs. We've been making dreams come true for over 40 years. What can we do for you today? 1. Unlock your potential with our exclusive flagship program, 125% LTV buy, fix, flip, or hold. Working capital, real estate acquisition, rehab, 100% of rehab costs, marketing funds. 2. Seize the moment with our 100% CLTV acquisition loan designed exclusively for expired listings or distressed sales. $300,000 to $15 million on good, clean properties, up to $3 million on all others. No credit or bank requirements, no tax returns or financial statements, and no income requirements. With a good appraisal, closings can occur within 3 to 5 days. 3. Build your rental income empire and secure your financial future like never before. 4. Fuel your entrepreneurial dreams with our Business Builder program. It's tailored for existing businesses and startups. We offer an array of financing programs from acquisition loans, receivables factoring, inventory financing, and more. We provide access to more than 1,500 quality franchise brands actively seeking entrepreneurs to help them build their chains and share in their success. Small to mid-size franchises, highly successful new chains. Frequently, incentives can be available, and check out our hacks to access retirement dollars without penalties. 5. Tap into government incentive programs crafted for immigrant entrepreneurs creating jobs for American workers. Easy Financial has lots of financing programs for a wide array of business models, but our Big Five stand out as industry-leading hallmarks with a long history of success. We've been making dreams come true for more than 40 years. What can we do for you today?
So that's our program, and those are the big five. And we should have that link put on either on our desktop or on our phone or whatever, so that when people ask, what is it that you do? You don't have to fumble. Even I fumble, after 40 years. People ask me, what do I do? And I said, well, man, that's hard to tell you in one sentence. But there was a very, very short video that was able to talk about the top 5 things that we do in a very short period of time. Now we're going to talk about one of the things that are near and dear to my heart and Gail's heart, and that is credit. So go ahead and play that credit.
Have you felt your financial dreams slipping away? Like loose change in a pocket with a hole in it, your hard-earned money is slipping away as well. Late fees, sky-high interest rates, over-limit fees, and more are a constant and costly nuisance. And any dream you have of starting a side hustle, a new gig, or maybe opening a new business from home or in that vacant storefront in the neighborhood is growing more distant every day. In the meantime, some of your friends are prospering. One is slowly growing a small real estate empire, buying homes and commercial properties, rehabbing them, and selling them for a nice profit. Another opened a small business that's growing and seems to be thriving. They're not geniuses. You know you could do just as well if only you had the money to invest. You could be them. There is something, however, that they have but you don't. They have good credit. And good credit is the missing key to your success. Having good credit meant that your friends didn't see their cash savings disappear because of the high cost of bad credit. Fees that you've been paying. Not paying those penalties meant that their loose change added to the nest egg they needed to launch their business dreams. And once they had enough to get started, their good credit qualified them for loans and credit lines at great rates and terms. That made the difference in building a sustainable business. New businesses have to weather all sorts of unforeseen challenges, so having credit lines they can draw on allows them to stay afloat through good times and bad. Good credit makes it all possible. For more than 40 years, EZ Financial has been providing financing solutions for real estate investors and owners of small to mid-sized businesses. If there is one thing we have learned, it's that the vast majority of people and small businesses in America have credit issues. Credit issues that are holding them back from reaching their dreams. Even if it's just a combination of little things, it just doesn't take much to make the cost of doing business just that much more expensive. And since most small businesses must rely on the personal credit of their owners, we're talking about both personal and business credit. At EZ Financial, we don't just offer financial solutions, we craft lifelines. Our tailored credit building programs unlock possibilities, from slow, steady credit repair to a full, dazzling credit overhaul. Imagine reclaiming the financial freedom to say yes to dreams once dismissed by high interest rates and denied credit. Let EZ Financial be your ally in this transformation. Act now. You've got choices. In order to help our customers and to ensure that more and more people can benefit from our financing services, over the years, EZ Financial has developed a range of programs designed to help customers substantially improve their credit. No matter how bad your credit is, your credit profile can be improved. For a lot of people, repairing their credit starts with counseling services both online and by phone. Credit counseling can result in slow but steady improvements. For some people, this is the right choice for them. This typically costs little, if anything, but you have to do all the work and it can take years to reach your goals. EZ Financial offers credit counseling as well, but we also offer 3 far more effective programs. First, we offer credit restoration. This is a subscription program offered by an affiliate and usually takes up to 6 months from start to finish. Most issues can be resolved using this program. The cost is $189 up front and $89 per month going forward. Second, we offer credit sterilization. Our attorneys can wipe your credit history clean of nearly all derogatory or negative entries. This can usually be accomplished in less than 30 days. There is a $2,597 fee paid up front. While that may be a lot for most people if you need it and can afford it, it's worth every penny. Third, we offer our Business Credit Builder program. This is a comprehensive program that takes you from initial concept all the way through to a financially stable and successful business. This can be the foundation that puts your business on the fast track to long-term success. We use specific strategies designed to establish strategically targeted credit partners that accelerate a rising business credit profile with Dun & Bradstreet and other business credit rating services. Currently, this program can be purchased for a discounted fee of $2,997 up front. Whether you choose credit counseling, credit restoration, credit sterilization, or our exclusive Business Credit Builder program, we have the solutions that can change your life. Even with just a little bit of effort, almost anybody can improve their credit history. The more issues and derogatory items there are, the more urgent it is to take action immediately. But taking effective action now will deliver benefits almost immediately. You will save money and your life will become far less complicated. Make the commitment today. Visit our website or call or text us now and transform your life for the...
Amen.
All right.
Good. Well, as Frank was saying, having those videos close at hand are a big boon. I'm just, and I think Frank will back me up on this. nobody seems to read more than a paragraph. If they read a paragraph at all, you give somebody a web page or a message or something that's more than just a few sentences, they'll pass it by. They won't pay any attention to it. And if you give them a whole page of text, like the current form of our website just has way too much text on there, they're going to look at that and their eyes are going to roll and they're going to go to something else. They just won't take the time. We think these videos are effective of getting across the points. I find myself, though, I can see something like that 2 or 3 times before I see something that triggers something in my memory or whatever, and it suddenly I say, "Oh, yeah, there's something I didn't remember about that." It helps you get to the points again and again. So having those close at hand, so all you have to do is click on them and show them to a prospect, to a client, to someone you're talking to, is a really quick way to say so much more than you wanted to say sitting there and spending the next 10 minutes trying to explain something when a video can do it for you in 3 minutes. So it's a time saver, and it's certainly something that brings focus to the conversation. You don't get distracted. You're able to focus on it and get to the what really matters, hopefully. We're going to redoing those videos over time. The 5 big programs may be one that we'll probably be working on the next month or so. If you've got some suggestion for us as to how to make it more effective, we'll be happy to get your input, because it's always a work in progress. We're always going to try to improve and make it a better presentation and a better tool for you.
And anyone who is in the Genius Club can collaborate with us. Like we had a small collaboration this morning, Richard and myself, and we came up with a video, and I'm going to try to share that video right now. Maybe, yes, maybe I'm going to share that video, maybe not. I'm almost afraid to try, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. Make sure my not
Gonna
here.
have to share your sound, Frank.
That's what I said. I was a little bit afraid to do it because more share the computer sound in stereo. That's what I was trying to do.
Unlock the power of our Big 5 programs and elevate your projects to new heights. Become unstoppable with our buy, fix, flip, or hold strategies that reshape opportunities. Connect to a vast network of around 100 lenders tailored just for your unique needs. With exclusive access and insider channels, we ensure your underwriting packages are unbeatable. Experience flexible funding solutions even when traditional banks say no. Don't wait, join us in revolutionizing the way you reach financial success and beyond.
All right. So the point was there's a 28-second video that, in a nutshell, tells the clients what we do. If we have some of these videos keyed up on our desktop, when we're talking to somebody on a phone and discussing whatever, we can go ahead and just fire them off right away. But here's really the point of today's training. I gave Gail a little bit of a heads up, maybe not enough, but she's very experienced. So maybe, Gail, if you want to unmute yourself, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. But here's what we've been finding. Lately, I haven't done a Google search yet, and I plan on doing one. But I found that a vast number of people are credit challenged these days. It seems like COVID has taken a toll not only medically on everybody in the United States, but also financially. There are so many foreclosures that are taking place It's unbelievable. There are so many bankruptcies that have taken place. It's phenomenal. With the credit programs that we have, let's back up a step further. People are trying their best to move forward and invest in real estate. That's what we do. Invest in a new business. That's what we do. Invest in a franchise. That's what we do. When we're trying to help these people, unfortunately, what's happening is we are being inundated with people that have serious challenges on their credit, like, not mentioning any names, like some people recently have had bankruptcies showing on their credit report. The word showing was important because it's with our systems, even if you had a bankruptcy for real, let's face it, it happened. It's a fact. If it's showing, it's going to stop you from moving forward with practically anything you're doing. If we go through our programs, we have 3 credit type programs for personal, and we have 1 business credit builder. If you go through our programs, we show you how to navigate around those problems and make them not show. So, Gail, can we talk a little bit about something that you're doing that will help get past these negatives and derogatories that we're being inundated with? Could you share anything that you're doing right now?
Yes, absolutely. And Frank, to piggyback off of what you just said, you're absolutely correct. It's like every other person that's walking, breathing has bad credit. And I just want to say this to everyone that's on the phone or that's on this call. Any clients that you get that's credit challenged, what I've noticed over the past 3 weeks, I have a client right now that I'm working with, and no exaggeration, 35 inquiries for Credit Karma. Now, everyone is going to go on Credit Karma. Why? Because it's free. They can check their credit for free. But every time you click on Credit Karma, every time you log into Credit Karma, that puts an inquiry on your credit report. And a lot of people doesn't know that. Credit Karma is owned by Intuit. And it's a money thing. It's a money thing. So just stress to your client, okay, I know you have Credit Karma, but please don't log in while we're going through this process. Just ask them to please stay off of Credit Karma. Other than that, we have to just work through it and help as many people as we possibly can, because everyone, the majority of the people are credit challenged. A lot of people took the forbearance during COVID, and they couldn't come up with that lump sum money when COVID was over with. And the banks are taking their property. So, and just a side note, if you come across anyone that filed bankruptcy is the easiest thing to get off, easier than a collection or a charge-off. Because why? Because the courts aren't putting the bankruptcy on your credit report. It's another agency. So you have the FICRA law that you can use to get that bankruptcy removed immediately. And that's all I have.
Well, that's very good information, and that's what you're going to get by staying with Easy Financial. You get insider information that you normally would not receive anywhere else. Other companies might charge you. There's one out there that's called Lexington Law. We don't like to bash anybody. However, Lexington Law is one of our biggest referral agents. They're our competitor, but a lot of people come from Lexington Law after a year or two of little or no results. And so I'm not saying that they do anything wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that they don't do the things like Gail just told you. Is stay away from Credit Karma and go with the programs that we have, the Easy Bitly Credit Report. That has a credit monitoring system. It's not free. It does cost money. However, it does not make any inquiries. So big deal. The inquiry's only what, 2 or 3 points? No. Inquiries can actually kill you. Most people, when they say, "Oh, we can do it," it'll only be 2 or 3 points on your credit. No big deal. No, 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 no. It's not the point that it's 2 or 3 points negative on your credit report. The problem is when you have excessive amounts of credit, the the good creditor that would have given you the business loan, the franchise loan, the real estate loan, those people, they look at excessive amounts of credit and they say, "Oh my God, what is this person doing?" And here's the even worse question: what have the other people found that I didn't find? So I'm not going to take a chance. I'm not going to give these people the money because I don't know what the other people found that I didn't see. Maybe they found nothing. It just inquiry and more inquiry and another inquiry and another inquiry. These people are credit shopping and is not trying to get the better deal. They're credit shopping. And the thought pattern of the lenders is, what's wrong with this person? If other people decline them, I'm going to decline them too, because I don't know what they found that I didn't see. But let's play it safe and let's just decline them. That hurts your customer. And most people, most lenders, most credit repair companies, they don't tell you that. So what Gail just laid on you is a tremendous, tremendous tip to prevent you from getting yourself in the credit trap. There are other things that we do. Getting rid of the bankruptcies is really important. And when we start off, I like to say CIAP. That stands for credit, income, asset, property. That's called a stacking order. When we go through an application with a client and we listen to what they want to do, we find out what their goal is in life. We decide where's the best place to bring them. As it said in the video you heard a minute ago, that we have over 100 different lenders. Some lenders love real estate. Some lenders love business. Some lenders love fleets and trucks and vehicles. And so we have somewhere to bring practically everybody. And so we need to know how to direct those people into the proper person. But CIAP is credit. So the very first thing we should be talking about, absolutely listen to what the client is telling you. Now, I've got a lot of confidence because I've been around the block a couple of times. So I kind of play with people. When somebody calls me up and says, "Frank, I got this fantastic idea. I want to build outhouses on the moon. I heard Elon Musk is going to be going to Mars and he's going to be stopping at the moon to refuel." Okay. So what I say is, outhouses on the moon, great. That's exactly the kind of program we like to invest in. In other words, anything you're talking about, I don't care what you're talking about. I always say, great. That's exactly what the kind of program we want to invest in. Tell me more. And I get them to open up and tell me more about what it is that they're doing. Whatever it is, I don't care what product or what service or what building, or I don't care what it is. I want them to tell me as much as they can. Once they feel comfortable with you. You're their friend now. You listen to what they had to say. You didn't poke fun at them. You didn't say, "Oh, that's not going to fly." You listen to them. You listen to what they said. Now you've taken down the wall of protection that they usually put up when they talk to people. You lower that wall and you say, okay, let's now take the next step. And of course, they don't know what the next step is. That's why they're calling you. You're the professional. So that's why they're calling you. So let's take the next step. Well, what is the next step? CIAP, credit. Every person, once you get past the initial conversation, we know what it is they want to do. I always ask permission. I say, do you mind if I take notes? I want to take notes. I actually do have a leaflet, a school notebook. I got a school notebook, and I actually take notes, and I write the notes down. Okay, I actually write the notes down. I said, "Do you mind if I take notes?" They said, "No, of course, yeah, go ahead." What I'm actually doing is I'm reassuring them that I'm listening. I'm listening to them. I believe in what they're saying. I trust what they're saying, and I want to help them. That's the most important thing, is you want to help those people achieve whatever goal that they want to achieve. So we say, "Do you mind if I take notes?" "No, go right ahead." Okay, so I start taking notes. Then when I get to the point of the credit, CIAP, we need to do credit. Now, a lot of people take the easy way out. Please, this is tough love, but I have to do it. Don't send them the credit link. Don't send them the bit.ly link, bit.ly/easy credit report. Everybody wants to take the easy way out and just send it to them, and then goodbye, and pretty much kiss the customer goodbye. If you do this, I know this is tough love, you pull up the easy credit report on your computer. You ask them their basic information. At very shortly into the presentation, it's going to ask you for a credit card to cover $1. You ask them, what credit card are you going to use to pay this $1? And what you're going to get is a 7-day trial for $1. If you like the service that you get, which they love it, if you like the service that you get, you just continue to pay. If you don't like the service, you cancel it. But you have to have it open while we're working with you. Okay, that's very important. You have to have the service open and working while we're working with you. Now we fill out the information, and when it comes to your email address, it's saying, the question is, what is your email address? They're not talking about Frank's email address. They're not talking about Ron's email address. We're talking about the customer's email address. So we give them the customer's email address, the one that they check every day, not the bogus one that they give to salespeople, but the one that they check every day. Now, when you get to the end of the application, which is very short, I love to go down the right-hand column and show them the $1 million guarantee, where they'll protect you for up to $1 million for identity theft, all the what if scenarios that we can do. If you pay down this bill, it'll make your points go up by so much. If you dispute this one, it'll make your points go up by so much. I love to go down that column on the right-hand side and show them how important the bit.ly easy credit report is. Now, when we get finished with it, we ask them to print it out on their computer. So they're going to print it out it's going to be sent. You're going to print it out. We can print it, but it's going to be sent to their computer. Once they receive it, say, okay, now you have the full credit report. Please send that to me. Now you can send it to me and actually to Richard. You can send it to Richard and he will send it to Gail or to Alma or whoever is working on that particular credit. Then this is what you should learn. You should learn to quickly scan down the line by line on the credit report. Some of them are 35 pages long. I don't want you to bore you to death, but you want to go down and you want to look for red flags. If you find a red flag, like a bankruptcy, like a foreclosure, like a repossession, like late payments, you need to say, okay, I want to do everything I can do to help you. But you have to understand that the creditors are going to see this. And when the creditors see this, more than likely you're going to get a decline when they see this red flag, whatever the red flag is. However, it doesn't have to be that way. We have 3 alternatives that we can work with you, that we can get rid of some of these negatives. So remember what I said in the very beginning, so that they don't show. Showing, having it is not the problem. Showing it on your credit report, that's the problem. Now, some people might say, oh, I can get it free over here. Well, yeah, but you can also get inquiries, just like Gail was telling you, which is down, 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 holding you down by getting excessive inquiries. So, but we can get rid of these things so that they don't show. Then they say, yeah, but over here it's like 5 cents less. Not a good bargain because they only give you 2 credit reports, but there are 3 bureaus. So not everyone reports to every bureau. So consequently, you might have a 720 FICO here, a 720 FICO here, and the repossession only shows on Experian, let's say. I'm just picking on Experian. It could be anybody. But let's say only Experian has the foreclosure or the repossession or the red flag. And then you submit. When the bank pulls it, they're not going to pull one. They're not going to pull 1 bureau. They're not going to pull 2 bureaus. They're going to pull all 3 bureaus. Now, this is insider information that you guys need to know. And the customer does not know. They don't know this. This is insider information. Now, when the lender pulls all 3 credit bureaus and they find something on one of the credit bureaus, that's it. The deal's over. How do we avoid that? Simple. We look at it first with the client and we go down the line and they say, oh, that's not mine. I lent my credit card to my brother-in-law and he did this terrible thing. And that's why I have that foreclosure or that repossession or those late payments or whatever the negative is. I don't care what the story is. I don't care. Bad things happen to good people. Remember that. Bad things happen to good people. The person isn't necessarily bad because their credit is bad. It just happens. It's life. COVID was really horrible for us. So we want to go down and find out what's working, what is the problem. Once we find out what the problem is, we take preventative measures. Let's don't submit our client and get a decline. If we do that, we're like everybody else. So why do they need us? No, what we want to do is we want to go CIAP, credit, income, asset, property. So you want to focus on the C. We want to get the C so that they're bankable. That's a big word, bankable. If you've got any negatives, you're not going to be bankable. If you're not bankable, I don't care how many applications you put in, all you're going to get is another inquiry and another decline. You don't want that. Let us be the experts. You all are experts. You all have this information. You all are going to be the experts that are going to guide your clients through the credit maze and onto the golden bridge of financing, whatever financing they want, whether it's a new business, whether it's a buy, fix, and flip, whether they want to buy a hotel, they want to buy a Holiday Inn hotel. Let's make sure that their credit is great. So let's talk about that Holiday Inn hotel. Are you going to get that for 100,000? You're going to get it for 500,000? Might be $1 million, might be 2 million, might be 3 million. If it's 3 million and you stand to make 5 million on the deal, when I ask you for 2597, $2,597 to get rid of that negative that is going to prevent you from having that deal go through, is that going to stop you from moving forward with that negative? The answer is probably not. If you're a single mom and you're just trying to buy, I don't know, your first home, is that amount of money going to stop you? Maybe. Maybe it's too much for a single mom. But for a business that's going to go in and they're going to make the magic note, make $1 million, $2,597 is a drop in the bucket. The difference between a no or a yes, that's only a drop in the bucket. So know your customer. Remember what I said in the beginning. Listen clearly, listen carefully, take notes so that when we get to this point, we ask for the credit and you ask them the question, like I do all the time. So how's your credit? Oh, my credit's great. All right, let's pull it. Oh, yeah, it's a 500. Yeah, that's pretty great. I think we have a little work ahead of us before we submit it, before we get you another inquiry, before we get you another decline. Let's fix your credit. Gail, thank you for helping us out with that credit. Do you have any other words of wisdom?
As a matter of fact, I do. As far as the inquiries, the lenders, they only want to see 2 inquiries on the customer's credit report. When you guys pull the credit report, take a look at the top for previous addresses. You may have come across some clients that has moved all over the place. They may have 2 previous addresses, they may have 5. Check that, because if you have that removed, that's an extra 10 points and their credit score will go up. Second thing is look at names, known as. Their name may be spelled wrong and may be reversed, their last name first, first name last. Check that as well, because that's another 5 to 10 points. And another a pointer, if they're looking for funding, it could be they may want $3,000 to $4,000. I'm just using that as an example. Skim through their credit report to see if they have an account that may be $50,000, okay, and is in good standing. That would be wonderful. If they don't, then that's fine too. But if they have an account that's $50,000 or more that they're paying on, that will bring them closer to funding.
Let's stop. Let's stop right there. Let's go back to the first one that you said. Say the first one again.
Okay, the lender only wants to see 2 inquiries on the customer's credit report. That's it. And then I talked about previous addresses.
Okay, stop. Let's talk about the previous addresses. It's not enough to just tell them. I want to tell them why. They need to have the why. So if you have somebody who has moved because they were in the military, for example, and they moved a number of different places in a short period of time, a letter of explanation, which is also known as an LOX, can mitigate that problem. But what Gail said, here's the reason. If you've moved 2, 3, 4 times in the last 10 years, and for some reason you get $500,000 on a buy, fix, and flip, they're afraid that you might skip out on that money. And so that would be a big red flag that they would cancel you. The problem is, I'm going to say something that there's no other way to say it. So I'm going to have to say it this way. The lenders are dishonest. They'll decline you, but they will not tell you. The reason I declined you is because I looked at your credit report and, oh my God, you've had 5 addresses in the last 10 years. Where are you going to move to next? And will I be able to find you and collect my money? That's the real reason. On a decline, what they'll do is they will say 3 or 4 things, and you get to choose which one you feel guilty of, because they have to give you a reason. That's the law. But they'll put in 3 or 4 reasons in there, and you got to pick one that you feel guilty about, and that's the one that's going to satisfy you. It's not going to satisfy the law, and it's not going to get you your money, and it's not even going to help you fix the problem. That's why preventative medicine, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. We want to do the prevention before we do the application. What was the next one you used? You said 3 really important things, Gail.
Names,
Yeah, name changes.
AKA, or also known as.
AKA. AKA. Okay. I've actually had this happen. John Henry. What's his first name? What's his last name? I don't know. And John Henry Jr. Okay. Does his father have bad credit? John Henry Sr. Is his last name Henry and his first name John? I don't know. But I've had that actually happen where it's the wrong person, completely the wrong person. And so it's important on the initial read through. Remember, I told you we need to start reading from the top and read down every line. And we need to circle, if we print it out, circle it in red so that we can, Gail can address it. That if she sees, oh, look, what is his real name? And because many times, I mean, it's amazing how many times the wrong information is on your credit report. And if you have that wrong information, you're probably not, you're going to get a decline. And remember, declines are the pits because they don't tell you, they're not honest with you. They don't tell you the real reason you're being declined. So you have to go fix whatever you think was wrong, but it really wasn't what the reason that they gave you. Let's fix it before. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. What was the next one, Gail? That name was ultra important. What was the next
Let me,
one?
if I could interject here, there's a kind of an angle on this that everybody needs to be aware of. I think most of us, as a young person, begin to experiment with our name. You know, sometimes we think, well, it'd be nice if I put my middle initial in there. Sounds more formal. Or, there's a time where you just, put a nickname or you put some other name. All of that's fine, and it's still you, but what you put on an application when you go to the furniture store or whether you go to the car dealership or whatever you put on those applications, that's where all this information is coming from. That's where the credit bureaus get that information. So you may have in the file, so to speak, in your credit profile, a name that you used over here that was slightly different than the name you used over there, and so on. Uh, the problem is there's really nobody at the credit bureau who's reading all this. It's a machine. It's all computerized. There's nobody reading
Exactly.
these bureaus. The machine compares what's in this field to what's in this field. So don't think somebody's sitting there and with a cigarette dangling out of their mouth and a lampshade over their forehead trying to figure out, what this is or what this. It's a computer. And they don't care. So if in your course of your credit history you've used different names are going to show up. And when we're doing this process, it's time to clean all that up. Yes, Jay.
And remember, there are three credit bureaus, and not everybody reports to the same credit bureau. So even though what Richard just said, this credit bureau might have Mary Smith, this credit bureau might have Mrs. Smith, comma Mary. This credit bureau, it just depends because three different bureaus, and it costs money. That's how the credit bureaus make money. It costs money to report your bad credit. A lot of people don't bother to report your good credit because it costs money to report. So they report the bad credit to one or the other or two, but not all three. And that's how these crazy combinations take place. And that's why we have to do all this work on it.
Frank, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Actually, there's 13 credit bureaus. 13.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
The three major ones, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. But then you have the secondary bureaus, you have LexisNexis and so forth and so on. Now, all of your information is also being reported to those secondary bureaus. So, but that's another conversation. We can talk on that next week, just to educate everyone that's on the call, so they'll know. And I'll have that list ready, um, as to what reports you have. Like, for example, you have rental that reports to one secondary bureau. You have your utilities that reports to another bureau, and so forth and so on. And we can go over that next week, because I know we're running out of time. But
Yes.
this was a great call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good
Well,
information.
this is Wednesday is our training call, and all of this that we've done today, it is super training because it's insider information that is just not available out in the public. And like LexisNexis, I only mentioned three, but you're absolutely right. There's many more than three. And but those are the big three that I mentioned. And those are the ones that the banks kind of look at the most. But you're absolutely right. There are much more than three.
Casey has a question.
KC has a question. Unmute yourself, KC. What is your question?
Hi, everyone. Sorry I was late this morning, but I want to know, have you heard of the ones that attorneys pull? Because I guess there's a credit bureau that an attorney will go to as well.
That's
That would
LexisNexis.
probably be LexisNexis. Gail, you
LexisNexis,
can
yeah.
address that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
LexisNexis.
Yeah.
I was having a deal with an attorney and he was like, okay, I'll pull your credit. And so, I thought it was going to be a regular report, and I was like, oh my goodness, and so, yeah, you're right about that. And also, in my experience, learning how there's different reports where something will show up. And so that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Is this
It really
being
is.
recorded?
Yes, this
Yes.
is recorded, and
Oh,
you missed the beginning of it, so that it's okay. It's going to
okay.
be recorded. We didn't use anybody's real name. Last
Okay.
couple of times I've had problems because YouTube wouldn't allow me to upload it because
Oh,
we use real information, and
okay.
they didn't like that. So we didn't do that today. This will definitely be up within about 2 hours. It'll be up on YouTube.
And it's on your frankaleo.com?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm also going to send it out to everyone as well. I'm going to send out the replay to everyone.
Okay, thank you.
All right. That was a good question. Any other questions before we wrap it up?
Frank, can
Okay.
I just add to this call real quick?
Sure.
I pulled my credit, and my credit, I mean, it's decent. I never say I have good credit, because credit is only as good as the person that's looking at your credit. And a lot of times people don't understand how money works. So they don't really understand what credit is. Credit is not what most people think it is, because as soon as you think you have good credit, you've been had. So there's good credit, bad credit. But it's very important that you know your status as far as somebody being able to trust you with their money. So I'll leave it like that.
That is so true. And that's something that we would encourage everybody to do, on the call. If you have a service, you can go ahead and pull it. Or if you want to use the Bitly link, you can do that for $1 or keep it.
Richard, they all need to do the Bitly so that they know when the customer pulls the Bitly, what they're going to be looking at. They won't say, like I do sometimes. No, if they all pull their own credit report and they invest $1 in their education, they all need to see what the credit, all three bureaus, and then they need to go line by line. And then if they find something that's a little squirrely, Gail, can you help me? Yes, it
Of
would
course
be
you can.
wonderful, because everyone,
Yeah.
including Frank, can use better credit. You get the best deals, you get the best interest rates, and you get opportunities that are not presented to other people. I know that sounds unfair, but it's true. Absolutely true.
Amen.
All right. Well, this was an exciting call. I think that I think we're going to take away an awful lot from this call. I'm going to render it here. It takes me about 35, 40 minutes to render it. Then I'm going to upload it, and it should be online in about 2 hours. All right, guys. Thank you. God bless. And see you on Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.